Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Independent City Council meeting. It's Tuesday, the 27th of May, at 7:30 in the morning, and it's going to be a beautiful morning. It's great to see everybody here. Let the record show that everybody's here, happy and healthy. Glad that everybody made it after Memorial Day weekend. Any public comment or anybody have anything they want to share with us at this moment? Good morning and welcome to City Council.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, honorable members of the City Council, my name is Chase Connor. I'm a resident of Monmouth and a student at Western Oregon University. The reason I'm here today is to formally invite all of you to an event that we're putting on for the Monmouth Independence Community Foundation. It's called Putting on the Ritz. It's a 1920s themed gala and auction that benefits scholarship recipients from Central High School. The event is on Wednesday, June 4th. Doors open at 5:45. And I just wanted to reach out to the honored members of our community and formally invite you guys to the event. The tickets start at $35 for an individual ticket and $60 for a couple. I just wanted to reach out to you guys. Take the chance to invite you guys and thank you for everything that you do for our community.
Great. Where can we get tickets?
We'll actually be sitting in the back of the room enjoying your city council meeting, and you can either purchase them from me or we have multiple ways of doing them, sir.
Great. I want to see you after.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Great. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, moving promptly forward, under reports, I'm going to add, we are adding an executive session at the end of our agenda for today. City Manager, do you anticipate action after that?
I do not expect action.
Okay, thank you. Also, under reports, in looking at the agenda for the coming month or so, it does appear that we will need a second June meeting. So unless something drastically changes, we won't have to have that second meeting in June. We will have a full first part of the meeting, meeting in June. We'll take care of all the end of the year activities, but we're going to try to avoid having to have a second meeting if that's okay. Does anyone want to sleep in?
We broke my heart. You sit on board.
There you go.
We can shove it on to the next one.
There we go. We can do all of that. So also on page 1 through 3, we have some commission appointments. You see a reconstructed tourism and event commission. Filled in some vacant positions that were there, so you see the names and you recognize many of them. You also see an appointment for the Historic Preservation Committee, and I present all of those, I present the whole report to you for your approval.
I move that we approve all the members of the Tourism Commission and the new vacancy in the Historic Preservation.
I have a motion second. Everybody okay? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much. Let's get into council liaison reports. Councilor Hoffman, good morning.
Good morning. Reporting on Parks and Rec. Right now, the big news is that we have selected a contractor to do the Parks and Rec master plan. And I want everyone to know that Parks and a lot of the citizens that have been involved in working on parks are featured in the All-American Cities presentation here this evening.
Great. Thank you. Councilor, take us from historic preservation.
Yes, well, we have actually gotten through a first draft of the Historic Preservation Code. Things go well, hopefully the council will see something on that later this year. moving at the speed these things do, and we'll get through it, so.
Great. Thank you. Councilor Morton on Tourism and Event Commission.
Well, Mr. Mayor, as you mentioned, we are reorganizing the Tourism and Event Commission, and we have some great folks now that are on it. Thank you for the appointments. Our first task that we're undertaking, I put it out to them just as a possible suggestion, is they might want to organize the send-off for the All-America City Group, and that has been adopted with vigor. And you're going to have a great send-off, whoever ends up going. And I just was brokering this morning for a band.
Wonderful. That'll be great. really the kind you send out that this community deserves, sending its folks forward to compete nationally. Thank you. Wonderful. Moving promptly forward, Mr. Klein. I always feel like there should be like kind of a little bit of music, in the transitions from one report to another.
I'll work on that for you.
Ellie.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. So, just a few things. You have in front of you a handout, just for your information, an article that appeared in the Daily Journal of Commerce. Want that put a nice face on it, on the situation. So that's there for your reading pleasure. We are going to talk a little bit more about All America City in a minute or two, so I'll pass on that information for now. We do have a follow-up meeting from the Festival in Martivo this week. There was several of the folks that we met during that meeting here in the event center a couple of Sundays ago are being invited back, and we are looking to put together an ongoing standing council services. So Ellie is pulling that together, and that will be happening later this week, and we'll report back to you on how that's working. But we wanted to make sure we captured a lot of the energy and the serviceability of that group that met that day. And I think this is going to be a good way to do that. Keep that process going. So, and we are also in the same vein. We've put together the job description for the intern for the coming year, for that dreaded date when Ellie finally leaves us, and she's going to work hard with us to select a successor, as well as putting together a jobs program, the program for the person will be doing. So we're going to try to keep up the progress we've made and take it further forward. Councilor Morton, you've mentioned the new enhanced tourism event commission, so that is moving with a great deal of energy forward, so that's good to see. Good work there. We've had our first pre-construction meeting with the River Place Apartments project. We'll spend a little more time later this morning talking about that. But that project should be mobilizing here very quickly. We've received their construction schedule, and that work is about to begin. They ought to have one. The surveyors should be on stake in the property here shortly. We should be seeing it quickly moving in. We haven't talked about any kind of kickoff celebration as yet, but this may not be the time for it. I don't know. They want to get in the way of the heavy equipment as it comes in here. They're going to be in a hurry once they get started. So, let's see. Don is here, but so he'll talk about the Minot board retreat. But just from my perspective, that was a very good effort. As far as I know, I think that was the first time the board has done that kind of retreat. I've been told anyway, and I think that was it was good. It was valuable time for the board. It was an opportunity for us to kind of come together and really jointly work on how we're going to manage Minot going forward and pick up on a lot of the good works that have been done, and just again step that out a level or two as well. So that is gone. That took place 2 weekends ago, and again, that was a good effort. Some of you, Mayor, I know you were out there. Sorry, of course, apparently you were there. But anyway, good piece of work. We are still working on a couple of franchise agreements. One for the use of our water tower for Verizon cell phones. That's ongoing, and it's with our legal counsel. As is a Astound Broadband. They're looking to bring fiber to the community. So we're not quite sure what their ultimate plans are, but we are working with them on a franchise agreement as well. And both of those companies have agreed to pick up a substantial, if not full cost of our fees for bargaining this agreement on our side. So this so far hasn't cost us any money. And both will bring some resources to the table. So that's all I have this morning, other than the executive session later. And all America Cities.
Questions for staff? Thank you very much. Chief Mason, I think you get the next. Did you want to?
I could entertain any questions you might have, but I put a staff report in the
Yeah, I saw that.
packet.
Does anybody have any questions on the cleanup day report that the chief provided? I do appreciate the written report. It was quick, fast, and pretty straightforward, pretty clear. If there are no questions, we're going to keep moving. Okay. Mr. Patton, good morning,
Good morning, all.
and welcome to council this morning.
It's always a pleasure to be here. Mr. Mayor, council, staff, thank you for this opportunity, and I'm sincere when I say it's always a pleasure to be here. Hopefully a quick report on a little bit of what's going on over at Minot. Recently, I have to mention, recently we made a debt payment to the two cities, paying in full our biannual obligation that went out last week. We at Minot are in our budgeting process right now, and that requires a great deal of our time. Please remember that at Minot, 100% of our time is spent doing our day-to-day operations and things that we have to do. So in order to pull together our budget, it requires that we actually carve out time from our daily process simply to get it done. And the budgeting process for us, for myself, for my CFO, is a new experience for us as it relates to governmental budgeting processes. So we are stumbling and we're finding a few hurdles along the way, but we're also learning along the way. And we expect to have an accurate and actionable budget going forward. While a whole lot of decent strides have been made in making Minot a stable and responsible company, we're not all nuts and bolts either. As David mentioned, we recently had a board retreat, got off-site, kind of sequestered ourselves so that we could do some forward-looking thinking as it relates to Minot. And out of that came a number of action items. One, not the least of which was identifying who or what is Minot. And as we discuss these action items internally, and specifically who, what is Minot, and what we want people to say when they're asked that question, one thing constantly comes to the surface of those discussions, and that is that we are, in fact, a community partner. And I think based on our board retreat, the board would agree that we are, in fact, a community partner. But it's interesting that if you spend any time Googling CenturyLink or Charter or Dish or Direct for examples of community partnership here in Monmouth and Independence, you find that that was time wasted. Especially in comparison to the amount of dollars leaving these two communities to those two companies. And I want to stress leaving this community to them. On the other hand, Minot's fingerprint is on everything in Monmouth and Independence because Minot knows how to be a community partner. Compare just a few examples. Minot is sponsoring the disc golf course here in Independence. The new dog park benches in Monmouth. Minot is helping send an employee to Denver to help the Independence win an All-American City Award. And the sponsoring of the Bounty Market in Monmouth. Minot sponsored the Community Awards banquet in Relay for Life most recently. Minot supports Central School District with low-priced internet that all students and families can afford. Minot gives free advertisement for local businesses in the community magazine and free reader board publicity, as much as the reader report is an issue for me, but free reader report publicity to the community events and activities. Minot gave away hundreds of pumpkins, of which I personally picked about a third, or maybe a fourth, away to the YMCA, Independence Elementary School, and Monmouth Elementary School. Minot sponsors PSA, so that supported festival
For my people.
Thank you, Marilyn. Central School District and the Sable House. The list actually is much, much longer. You have a handout detailing many of the ways Minnet is at work in our communities. You also have that attached to that handout is a list of the efforts that our employees put forth. Because please remember that our employees are also, by and large, local individuals. So it's not just Minnet as an entity, it's Minnet as its people. With that, I answer any questions if you have any, or I'll just sit down and shut up.
Questions for Don this morning?
I would just say this is pretty interesting information. How do we get this out to the general public so they understand what a great partner Minnet is for?
That will work.
And I might just take this opportunity to thank you and you and the people for hanging flower baskets.
We're more than happy to do that.
I know it was quite short. Also, Ron had to thank Public Works for going the extra mile to make flower baskets. And then we working together with Public Works and Ron to get them all hung. It was nice. So thank you again.
Well, we are a community partner. We do things together.
Additional questions or comments? Don, thanks for coming in. We'd like to see you every week, not every week, every month.
Every month.
I got you.
Thank you, appreciate that. We have a report on the All-American City Preview from Mr. Sean Irvine and Mr. David Lanning. See, it just needs music, you know? The world would be better if we had writers and music, you know?
So we choreographed this about 3 minutes ago, so it should be excellent. Seamless. So I've broken this down to just a few pieces for you. One, we have for the All-American City presentation, it's coming up obviously on June 12th and June 16th, is travel days. The actual presentation dates are going to be the Saturday and Sunday, the 14th and 15th. We have a group at this point of 12 volunteers that are going to make the trip. They have, by and large, with even the 12th coming back to the 16th. There may be one or two at this point, I'm not sure, I haven't had to talk to Karen. They may have some time constraints and so forth, so we will shorten their trip for them to fit their schedules. Part of this effort will be acquiring shirts so that we have a good uniform look, so to speak. And for now, what we're looking at is one polo shirt and one T-shirt per person on at the presentation. And so that's a lot of what we're doing in terms of the preparation piece. Sean's going to walk you through the presentation piece.
And so once we're there, the main part of the work we judged on when there is a presentation. It's a 10-minute presentation followed by 10 minutes of question and answer. We're kind of consolidating around a general theme of pioneers of the future. It's kind of taking off this Detroit Independence idea that we had previously. But we're kind of trying to fold in all of our different projects under that sort of general theme. So do kind of introduction of the community that we do kind of come from pioneers, and then talk about things like the running trail, how folks in the future are more concerned about getting out and getting active and exercising, sort of the returning to the land, the local food movement, things like that as it relates to Inspiration Garden and the folks at Master Garden is doing there. Our Hispanic outreach efforts, which of course, the immigrants are essentially the pioneers of today. And then of course the green wall stuff is done in Greenwood with volunteers in the parks, with the amphitheater, with the dog park, the Pioneer Park, essentially people want to be more involved in the community, want to help create the places they live. And then, of course, talking about Halo and investing in our youth so that we can have a great community in the future. And then we want to kind of try to tie that all together into a quick discussion of the bond measure and how that passed. And essentially, the community really, the city and the community invested in itself. That paid off when times were tough and folks were willing to essentially literally buy into preserving those investments. And then finish it off with a discussion of Minnet, because that really will help us become the pioneers of the future, that fiber technology. So that's kind of the presentation in a nutshell. We get to take all of that credit in 10 minutes, which is going to be pretty difficult. There's also, it's called an Ideas Festival, where each community is going to have a short, like 3-minute presentation about one of their topics. In our case, they requested that Mike Better from Central School District do a presentation on his Healthy Meals program and the school vacation meals program. And then there's also a kind of a, we call it a trade show. I think they call it the Civic Action Fair. The St. Joe communities will have these table displays about their communities, about their projects, so people can go around and learn more. And we're still kind of figuring out exactly how we're going to do the presentation, but one of the ideas we're kind of, I think, settling on is it's something we kind of call it a PowerPoint on one. So you're not allowed to use any audio-visual materials, no electronics or TVs or anything, unless you can, if it's battery powered, you can do it. They're not going to have any plugins up there for you. So the idea would be we have, for each of our stories, we have a big poster-sized picture that people are kind of flying in, sticking on an easel as though it was a PowerPoint slide, and they're going to hence PowerPoint on one. But I think that's pretty much the quick rundown of the presentation, what we're going to have to do there. And I think David can talk about it.
So, back on the presentation, just each presenters will be members of the group. So nobody is going to dominate the discussion. Focus needs to be on the other than city officials. So that will be how the presentation unfolds through the event. We're going to try and get a couple, I think Councilman Norton, your son, has agreed to work with us on the script. We're going to try and get a couple of rehearsals in before the event. We do have one rehearsal time at the event. So we'll see how that works out. So budgetarily, I think Don, he's left us, but he mentioned that they were a partner in this effort. We have several other partners. Pacific Power has agreed to join us in helping fund this event. The school district will be picking up some of the costs related, around its delegates to the delegates to the event. Sojourn Air Products, our newest world headquarters, will be kicking in to help with the travel costs. We have some funding from video lottery proceeds that will be going towards this, and let's see, what am I missing? And then we still have one citizen that we've approached that has helped us in the past and is definitely thinking about helping us with this one. Seems really interesting, so we'll share that when that happens. So anyway, we have a pretty good mix of resources going into this effort, and this is going to come along pretty nicely. We're looking forward to the trip. I just got back from Denver. It was very nice. We'll go back out in 3 weeks.
Questions for the presenters this morning?
What is your budget for retirement?
It comes out to about $1,000 a traveler per donor. So that's travel costs, lodging costs, food, incidentals, some of the, like we were talking about, the t-shirts. So roughly averages out about $1,000 per. So at this point we have 12 people, $12,000 roughly. We may try to pick up a couple more folks because we think it'll strengthen our performance, and we think we have the resources to make that happen.
A couple comments I'd love to make. I hope that somewhere along the way that somebody turns on video so that we can bring home the presentation and share with the community. Because I think that would be a really nice opportunity to bring it home, especially. I'm competitive, and so we're going to win this one.
And we're hoping for that. I know there's a big YouTube.
I know that folks are working on that. Do you have,
No, each individual.
yeah.
They have a spot where your video
Yeah.
person can stand to take.
Yeah, I was going to guess that they probably will.
Yes. It's going to be on our travel itinerary.
The other thing I just wanted to share with council, and I've shared this with staff, a few days ago I took a look. There are 25 cities competing, and so Independence is the third smallest, or one of the very small. The other two are not even known as cities, they're called villages that are smaller, but they're not much smaller than we are. But listen to the other people who we're competing against. Knoxville, Tennessee, Providence, Rhode Island, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I think Sean turned the phrase punching above our weight. And that's there are other smaller communities in there, but we're in there swimming with the big dogs. And so I just want to add congratulations, kudos, hugs and kisses. I'm not sure what the right analogy here is to all the people working to make this happen. It's pretty significant. We're a finalist within 7 years of ourselves, so that's pretty cool. And only place in Oregon, only 4 on the West Coast. So go get them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Is there anything else that we need to take care of at this point before we go to executive session? Are there any announcements that people would like to make at this point? Anything? If not, I'll read this and then we'll go into executive session, and then I don't anticipate action afterwards. The Independent City Council will now meet executive session for the purpose of negotiating real property transactions. Executive session is held pursuant to ORS 1926602E, which allows the council to meet executive session. Representative of the news media designated staff shall be allowed to attend the executive session. Representative of the news media specifically directed not to report any deliberations during the executive session, except state the general subject of the session, release announced and notice it will be made in executive session. This time, the council will adjourn. Conference room for the duration of the executive session. Once the executive session is adjourned, we'll return to open session. The council may reasonable action is anticipated taken out of the executive session. You okay? Okay. Executive session. Okay.
Thank you, Connor, for coming and making the presentation.
Don't leave yet.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. No, everybody else can keep going. I need to buy my ticket for a moment. Excuse me, I'm slow. Yeah.